I'm interested to see how this Tyson Fury Sugar Hill situation is going to play out, because his dad, John Fury, has been going in on Sugar Hill ever since Sugar Hill did that interview where he revealed that he wasn't in the UK to train Tyson Fury for a Usyk match. He was only in the UK to train Lawrence Okolie for his defense of his cruiserweight title, and that he had a ticket booked back to the US for right after Okolie's fight. So after that, John Fury going in on Sugar Hill, saying that's a sackable offense, getting all upset, attacking Sugar Hill's abilities as a coach, saying that Tyson's been getting hit too much under his tutelage, so on and so forth, and basically inferring that he would do a better job if he coached Tyson Fury himself. And I think that's what John Fury has always wanted. And he was in the corner for some of Tyson's early professional fights, like the John McDermott rematch. So I think he has wanted to be back, and not only just in the corner holding a spit bucket, but as the head coach for a very long time. And I think John Fury, if not caused, certainly contributed to the departure of Peter Fury from Tyson Fury's corner, also the departure of Ben Davison, and now the possible departure of Sugar Hill as well. John Fury, because he always comes out publicly and starts slagging these guys off. Does he really have his son's best interests at heart? Or is he that desperate for the limelight that he's willing to jeopardize his son's best interests for his own personal gain? And the personal gain being the limelight. John Fury is a pretty extreme narcissist. He loves being the center of attention, even more so than his son Tyson. I think Tyson's actually a bit more of a laid-back character, slightly more reserved character. I'm not saying Tyson's reserved. I'm saying compared to his dad, John, he's slightly more reserved. Whereas John is just full-blown megalomania. Loves the limelight and all that kind of thing. So yeah, this situation with Sugar Hill, will it cause Tyson to part company with him? I hope not. Because I actually like the work that Tyson's done under Sugar Hill, or the work they've done together. It's easy for John Fury to say Tyson got hit too much in the third fight with Wilder. What about the second fight with Wilder? That was with Sugar Hill in his corner. That was probably the best performance of Tyson Fury's career. Almost punch perfect in that second Wilder fight. And he didn't get hit a bunch of times. In the third fight with Wilder, yeah, he got hit a lot in the first few rounds, but apparently his elbow was injured, his right elbow. So he couldn't extend his right hand as well as he could in the second fight. And also, he wasn't in the same kind of shape in the third fight as he was in the second fight. Sugar Hill talked about that after the fact. Either way, he comes back and fights Dylan White and puts on another punch-perfect performance with Sugar Hill in the corner. White doesn't catch him with any power shots to the head, maybe a couple of jabs, nothing else. Boxed fantastic in that fight. And it wasn't like front foot boxing like he did against Wilder in the second fight or third fight. It was long range, occasionally back foot, occasionally hold center ring. It wasn't really on the front foot at all against Dylan White. It was more center ring and occasionally on the back foot. All by Sugar Hill's design. Kronk fighters have always been versatile. They've always been taught how to apply pressure, maintain distance, use a jab, but also get on the back foot and move around when necessary. Go look at Tommy Hearns doing that. Go look at Lennox Lewis doing that. Go look at Gerald McClellan doing that, etc., etc. Then after that, Tyson Fury fights Derek Chisora. Obviously, Chisora's washed. He's already beaten the guy twice. He knows him back to front. But still, Tyson didn't put a foot wrong. Might have got hit once or twice. That's about it. So I don't see much validity to John Fury's criticism of Sugar Hill, personally. I think Sugar Hill and Tyson is a really good combination. And he's developed aspects of his game which weren't being developed under Ben Davison and Peter Fury. Now, maybe if he'd spent more time with Peter Fury, he could have developed those aspects of his game. I don't know. And by the way, I think the Peter Fury years and the Ben Davison years for Tyson Fury were good. I think he learned different things from different trainers. And he's one of these kind of fighters who has a high enough boxing IQ where he can incorporate the different things he's learned from different trainers into his game. And I've always said this about great fighters. They don't become rubbish overnight just because they change trainers. Because this is what people used to say about Mike Tyson. You know, a lot of the Mike Tyson fanatics, they completely absolve him of all the losses that he suffered after he left Kevin Rooney. Oh, I wasn't with Rooney then, so you can't count that. It's like, are you having a laugh? You're trying to tell me that he literally forgot everything he'd ever learned about boxing and everything he'd ever learned from Rooney or Costamato as soon as he left Rooney? Like, that's ridiculous. A great fighter is going to remember all the stuff or most of the stuff that he's been taught. And when he hooks up with a new trainer, they're going to get new information and bring new aspects into his game. And I think that's what Tyson Fury has done. He's learned from all the trainers that he's been with. And while he's with Sugar Hill now, he might lean more towards Sugar Hill's way of doing things, but I'm sure he still does things that he was taught by other trainers as well. It's not like it's been a complete overhaul of Tyson Fury, just a partial one under Sugar Hill. Even in the Derek Chisora fight, I saw improvements in Tyson Fury's punching technique compared to the third Deontay Wilder fight. Same way against Dylan White. And another thing you have to understand is that as a fighter ages, particularly at heavyweight where their body weight tends to go up a lot, you're going to have to adjust your style if you want longevity in the game. Tyson Fury apparently has all kind of problems with his knees and joints, as you would expect for such an enormous man, lugging around all that weight, running up hills and doing all this road work. That's got to destroy your knees when you're that size. So you're not going to be able to start moving around in the ring for 12 rounds at speed the way he did with Vladimir Klitschko in every fight you have. It's just not practical for an aging fighter. You're going to have to develop your style or modify your style so that you don't have to move as much, so that you don't have to punch as much either. Not that Tyson Fury was ever a real big volume puncher, but just in general. Fighters who are volume punchers earlier in their careers, as they age, get into their 30s and close to their 40s, you're not going to be able to throw as many punches. Bernard Hopkins is an example of that. When Hopkins was young, I mean, go look at his first fight with Roy Jones Jr. Hopkins was a come-forward pressure fighter, throwing loads of shots and what have you. Later on in his career, he was the opposite of that. Would throw very few punches, was the epitome of a wily old vet, old man in his way through fights. So you have to adjust if you want longevity. And I think Tyson Fury, again, under Sugar Hill, is adjusting. There's only that third Wilder fight where he was getting hit a lot. So I think it would be a shame if Tyson Fury splits up with Sugar Hill, but he's his own man. He's going to do what he wants to do. If he is going to continue with Sugar Hill, how's he going to deal with his dad, John? Is he going to ban him from the gym when he's in camp? Because John Fury says that when he sees Sugar Hill, he's going to put it on him. I know John Fury talks a lot and doesn't always back it up, but Sugar Hill is probably small enough for John Fury to actually confront. And I'm talking about, confront on his own rather than confront with his son Shane and all these other people around him, like with Baby Ting. I mean, come on. You think John Fury would confront Baby Ting on a one-on-one basis in private on the street somewhere? That's not going to happen. That's all bluster, right? When he's got his people with him. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, if Fury does leave Sugar Hill, who's going to replace him? John Fury? I've long said there's a reason that Tyson has had all these different coaches over the years and he hasn't put his dad John back in the corner. There must be a reason for that. You know what I mean? It's not like John Fury isn't a boxing man. He is. Right down to the soles of his boots. He was a professional himself, been around the game all his life, but yet Tyson won't put him back in the corner. I think it's because John is insufferable. Even for his family a lot of the time, it's hard to be around the guy for too long. John Fury would probably see that as the ultimate insult, if Tyson did get rid of Sugar Hill, but then hired somebody else to train him rather than John. I have to assume that John would want Tyson to hire someone. If he's not going to allow him into the corner, he'd want Tyson to hire someone to coach him who John can manipulate. Maybe Andy Lee, right? Because Andy Lee is a cousin of Tyson. Maybe John feels like he would be able to use Andy Lee as a sock puppet. You know what I mean? To really be the actual trainer when Andy Lee's the trainer officially on paper. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Some food for thought. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.